Oh, all right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Anna. Hey, Cassie. Good morning, Charlenean. Victoria. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Hi, Allie. Woof, man. How's everybody doing this morning? Hi, Gypsy. Good morning. Hi, King Malik. Good morning, Rose. Whew. Hmm. All right. Oh my God. Okay, so good morning. So Janelle says, good morning. Nauseous and insomnia. So there's that. Me too. It's last night was not great. Not a great night. Super tired. And I had the nauseous thing yesterday. So anybody else feeling physical stuff like that? Not sleeping well, nauseous, all that kind of thing. Christine says yes. Jen says last night was rough. Angie says not sleeping at all this week. Yeah. And Christine says yes, all of the above. All right. So at least we can commiserate that there's definitely some wild energy going around. You have to kind of weigh it, right? It's like, is this energy? Do I have a virus? Are they one and the same? All that kind of thing. But it looks like you guys are all feeling it. Good morning, Olivia. Hi, Holly. So I'm curious too if um since Wednesday, we had a coffee and coaching on Wednesday. Since Wednesday, what's been going on with you? Have you been feeling like life has been kind of interesting? It's a little interesting. Yeah. I'm always wondering that, Janelle. I'm like, okay. Because you know me, I like to like I don't everything is energy, but at the same time there's some things that are like you need to go to the doctor. And so I'm always weighing those together because it's hard to say anymore. Hard to say. Jen says, please tell me that there's some peaceful planet about to come over the horizon that will calm this wild chaos. Well, I think we are that. We're here to calm the wild chaos. Trillian says, I've felt drained even after calling my power back to me. Well, I think that it's important I sent out an energy update email last night when I could finally get to it. And we're all feeling collective energy right now, and the collective energy is just not peaceful. It's not it doesn't feel good. It's really chaotic, and it's very upset and very spinny, and just we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, about how this is going to continue to increase. The collective is going to continue to get more and more spinny, and it's not your spin. But even though it's not your spin, it's impossible not to feel that, especially as all of us have basically increased our energetic sensitivity exponentially, right, over the past year, especially the past few months. So you feel everything more, and there's also more to feel. So it's a combination for a little bit of energetic overwhelm, which I think we're all feeling right now. We can say a yes to that one. Good morning, Tiffany. Happy Friday. Oh my lord. Oh. Good morning. Good morning. Angie says it's weird. I do not feel drained at all, just not sleeping. Feel like I should be doing something even when I'm supposed to sleep. That's interesting. Yvonne says, I feel like I'm in a tower moment, and the worst part is I know that I need to release what does not serve me, but I'm still in question what that is that I need to release. Oof, that's not a great feeling. Jen said, I read somewhere yesterday that we were in the middle of a mass awakening. We've talked about that before, but it really landed this week. Yeah. I mean, I think I sent you guys an email saying just that we're in the middle of a mass awakening. Um, because that's what it is, and that's how it feels, right? And we've been talking a lot this year about how what we're doing is getting ourselves prepared to hold space for the people who are going to be rudely awakened and no longer have anything to hold on to. And that's really what's happening in our country right now. So it's a lot, but it's also what we came here for. So we do have to remind ourselves of that. But it is a lot. I know for me, like personally in my life this week, I I'm just like I'm at a loss. Like not at a loss necessarily. I see why some things are needing to happen the way that they're happening, but at the same time, it's like, wow, this is really rude and violent and exhausting. So I think for some of us, the drain is also that like elements in our personal lives are really moving up to be addressed in ways that you may not have anticipated. So it is a time. It is a time, my friends. So if you're new to Coffee and Magic, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I am tired this morning, so my energy is a little bit wonky. I can feel that, but it's not the first time, so we'll just hold space together. Today we're going to talk about obviously the energy, and then we're going to get into sensory card pulls and get you guys some messages for your weekend. So I want to remind you about the energy spike that's happening this weekend. We're moving into the new moon in Gemini energy. Gemini energy is very air sign. It's very cerebral. It's very jam packed with lots and lots of information, and doesn't stay in one place ever. It's like trying to catch a fly. Boom, boom, boom. So a lot of you with Gemini placements are feeling that, and it feels kind of good, I'm sure, but also it's overwhelming because there's just so much information all at once. The spike that's happening this weekend is going to help us to move into the next phase. So when you feel that energy spike happening, I want you to think of that image of a wave and think of yourself riding it towards a destination. So instead of letting the energy just kind of flatten you out, imagine that this energy is here for you to catch a ride to a different space or different energy, and that's what's going to happen. And then next week, beginning of next week, um, Mercury begins its shift back into a non-retrograde movement. But remember, nothing organic or planetary is a flip switch. So even though Mercury is stationing direct next week, it's going to take another week or so, depending, um, for that energy to really, really dissipate. But the shift is occurring next week. This Sunday, a reminder, live channeling. And I invite my Inner Sanctum members to send me questions ahead of time. You can either DM me on Instagram, send me an email, or if you can, message me through Inner Sanctum. But whatever it is you want to do, I encourage you to send the questions ahead of time to help us structure. But live channeling is happening Sunday at 6 p.m. And that is going to be available in a different way. So I will be streaming it live on my YouTube channel. So you can watch it free of charge this time. However, if you're a member of Inner Sanctum, you're going to be watching it from our Zoom chat. So don't watch it from YouTube if you're already a member. Watch it from Zoom so that we can interact. I will only be answering questions and tapping in and doing little readings for people for those in the Zoom room. YouTube is just viewing stream only, but that'll be available to everybody. So if you're not already following me on YouTube, you might want to do that. There's also a link in my bio profiles thing that will allow you to RSVP for the live stream, so you get a reminder. So that's happening Sunday, and then I'm going to Mexico, which I think could not be a more perfectly timed trip. Literally at all. I'm just gonna go put my butt in the ocean and like not ever come out of there. So that is what's happening. And if you what am I saying? If you booked a voice message reading with me through Cosmic Concierge, you'll be getting that this morning. I apologize for the delay. Yesterday, my energy was just not like I'm not in a place, and I don't do any readings or anything like that if I don't feel energetically good, because it's not fair to you. So I will always check my energy before doing those things to make sure that you get the clearest possible messages and you get my best. So those will be happening later today if you're waiting on your box or message to come through. Hi, Danny. Hi, Lauren. All right, we're going to get started with sensory card pulls, apparently. We're ready to go. So we're going to do 3 crystals again, and I'm going to talk to you about the crystals a little bit if you're not familiar with them, because that's what's happening this morning. So let me see. We got this one, and this one. All right. So here's how sensory card pulls work if you're new. I'm going to show you 3 crystals. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. You choose the one that is resonating most with you. Drop your selection in the comments. I will do 3 separate card pulls that correspond with the crystal that you've chosen, and that will give you your message. Okay? So the first one is a Bronzite Sphere. I'm going to give it to you so you can see that TikTok. All right. And Bronzite is a very grounding and protective stone with a special feature of return to sender. So if somebody is sending you negative energy or energy that you don't care for, Bronzite is the stone that will catch that energy and send it right on back. So Bronzite is your first one. Okay. Your second is Carnelian. Okay. Carnelian is a beautiful sacral and root chakra connected stone, mostly sacral. This is assisting you in connecting to your creation station, so to speak, helping to clear out stagnant energy in that reproductive area. Very nurturing mother energy as well. So that's Carnelian. And then our third is Amethyst. This amethyst is from Virginia. It's a dark purple, and amethyst is a type of quartz. Amethyst has properties of assisting you in breaking addiction, in connecting with your higher self and opening up your third eye, and astral traveling. So amethyst. Okay, so those are your 3. Which one are you feeling this morning? We've got Bronzite, we've got Carnelian, and we've got Amethyst. So I'm going to start shuffling. You tell me what your choice is in the comments. Sorry. Can't believe somebody would have the nerve to call me on the phone. It's probably spam. I am shuffling. I love it when you guys are like, I'll take this with a pinch of that. We're like at a energy buffet. Arlene's going crazy, all 3. The last crystal is amethyst. And amethyst is a type of quartz. It assists you in dream work, in connecting with your higher self, and with releasing addictive behavior. Okay? So again, we have Bronzite, which is a very protective stone. Bronzite. It has return to sender energy. Okay. Then we have Carnelian, which is sacral creation energy, lots of womb work, reproductive work, very supportive feminine energy, and then your amethyst. Okay? Those are your three. So pick which one feels most resonant with you. And the first I'm pulling for is the bronzite. All right. Has everybody picked? We've, again, bronzite, carnelian, and amethyst. Which one are you feeling this morning? All right, I'm pulling for bronzite. All right, you ready? Everybody ready? Okay, so this is bronzite. And again, as with all sensory card pulls, if you hear something that resonates, take it. If you hear something that does not resonate, allow it to keep moving. All right, so here are your pulls for this morning for bronzite. Communication, burden, and the novice. My bronzite people, are you ready for an energy shift or what? Like this is a stacked pull of energy that I'm feeling that's very much like I'm ready for a different energy, basically. You feeling that? Like anything, just change it up a little bit. I'm okay. I've got this one. Let's talk about the novice card here first. All right. Again, this is for bronzite. The novice card connects to, if you are into tarot, it's the Fool. It's 0, 0. It's the beginning of a new adventure. And the novice card always comes through when you're about to step into a whole new level. And here's the other thing that happens when you're about to step into a whole new level. Basically massive tower energy, and you'll have that feeling of like, uh-oh, I've made a mistake and I wish I could just go back, and this is not what I want to do anymore. And this, all the doubt comes through, all of the programs that have, held you back in the past from doing the things, they're all coming through again, and it's just very overwhelming. But I remind you that when you feel that way, it's actually an indication that you're about to have a major level up, because your ego, which is your, protective self system, is saying, no, we haven't done this before. It's dangerous. Go back to where you know. And that's how you know it's time to keep going. All right. Novice energy, by its nature, means you don't know what's going to happen and you're not perfect at it. And if you are that person who has to be perfect at everything right away, this is a challenging energy for you. So I acknowledge that. Now you have burden and communication. And this is actually a very specific duo that's pointing to a specific situation in your life, which isn't always the case in Coffee and Magic, right? We tend to be a little more broad, but this is actually very pointed to a situation for some of you with the communication and the burden. There's something you haven't said. And it may be because, well, there's probably many reasons why you haven't said it. But the main thing is you're scared of the consequence of saying it, because you know that once you say it, nothing can go back to the facade of the way that it was. And you've grown comfortable over time, right? Staying in that space of not saying it. But now it's like hurting you to not say it. We are still in Mercury retrograde, which does not assist with clear communication, but that doesn't mean we don't communicate during retrograde times. It just means we communicate slower and with more intention and with a little more patience. There's something that you are not saying, and whatever it is, even if it's to your own self, it needs to be said. And once you say it, all of that energy that's been blocked, it's like this, it's all this energy. As soon as you remove that block, it can flow, and it will. And again, we acknowledge that that is difficult, but that is the energy. All of this stuff right here, blocked, blocked, blocked. as soon as you move it. So, whatever's happening in that throat chakra, it's time to let it open up. Okay? There you go. So, that is your bronzite message for this morning. If you're just joining in, our choices this morning were bronzite, carnelian, and amethyst. We just did bronzite. So, if you want to choose between carnelian and amethyst, you can maybe do that. Lori. Karen Carey says, showed up to be called out, I guess. Happy Friday, my friend. Oh my God, Susan. All right. So next up is carnelian. This is an interesting poll. So if you chose carnelian, you've got the wind fairy. You've got the love card. You've got the goblin. We were just talking about ego in the first poll. And here it is again. All right. So here's your story, which is it could not be more fucking Gemini if it tried, honestly. And that's fine. So again, this is really again really specific, guys. You really honing in on specificity here. Carnelian people, you are caught up in like a maelstrom of thoughts. It almost feels like, there's so many things and there's so much to do and you can't figure out like which one am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do something? Am I doing something? Like it's just like this constant stream of information coming through to you, constant energy coming through. And that is because of the Gemini energy. And also because you are being reminded that your thoughts really are important and you're probably getting a bit of a shakeup in the thought arena because limiting belief systems need to be shaken loose and go. But when you shake them loose, they're loose, right? So they're all over the place. You're doing the work of shaking loose those programs and limiting belief systems. But if you don't allow them to pass through, they're going to go right back where they were. So that's important. It's important to remember in all things energy, it's not enough to have an intention. You have to follow up your intention with an action. So when things get shaken up, they're loose. What's your action to move them out? Do you need to identify what they are? Do they need to be called out? Spotlight on them? Do you need to do some movement to work them through? Like, what do you need to do? But something needs to be done. You can't just let it be because it will go right back into the way it was. That's what happened. Okay? Things get shaken up. I don't know. They get shook. Things always do. But if there's no action following the shake up, everything goes back the way it was. I'm repeating that because it needs to be said. It feels incredibly collective and also it is personal for you. So just remember that. It's very important. We've got the Goblin and Love card. And the Goblin, we're going to talk about that first because, again, just like the Fool card in the first poll, you're on the edge of new ways, like new ways of being and doing and understanding. And it's really, really, really fucking up your programs. And it's making your internal program protector, which is your ego, freak out and say, no, you have to be safe. You have to play safe. Here, I'm going to throw all of these reasons to you why you need to stay smaller, be more quiet, and go back into the box that you came from. And there's nothing wrong with the ego. It serves a purpose, and that is the purpose. It is a program protector. So once you remove the current program, it's going to have a hissy fit. You're going to put a new program in, and it'll protect that one, and it'll be great. But you just have to remove the first program first and understand there's going to be pushback because that's what it's for. Okay? Again, just like with the wind fairy, you can't remove a program and not put another one in. You're not deprogramming yourself, so you're not running on any programs. That's actually impossible. What you're doing is consciously choosing the programs you're running now instead of blindly allowing other programs to be running in your background. Okay? Constantly, constantly, constantly. So, what does it mean right now? Well, your programs are being shaken up. What are the programs that you want to add in to take the place of the limiting belief systems? Okay? It's important because then once you have those new ones in there, they can jump in, settle down, and your ego will protect those. Okay? The love card is here because a lot of you guys are having major, major, major relationship issues at this time. You're going to need to let those play out. I don't have anything else to say about the relationship stuff. Let it play out. Stop touching it. Let it play out. It's not your spin. Okay? All right. So, last one is your amethyst. Okay? Good. I'm glad it's resonating with you guys. Thank you for the rose. All right, I'm shuffling for amethyst now. And I want to remind you that live channeling is Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to want to be at this one. My inner sanctum people, send questions if you want things to be focused on specific areas. We already have a couple in. You can watch the live stream. Everybody can watch the live stream on my YouTube channel, and you can RSVP for that. There's no charge to watch it. If you want to interact with it, you need to be a member of Inner Sanctum, but membership is closed right now. You can get on the wait list for membership at the link in my profile. But for now, I will only be interacting live with Inner Sanctum in the Zoom. So if you are already a member, don't watch on the YouTube. But live channeling will be available to everybody. And if you've never joined us for live channeling before, it is different than Coffee and Magic. Live channeling, I tap into the energies with the assistance of Ashtar, and we really it's not so much me with the coaching as much as the energy coming through, and I tell you what it is. At this time, it's very possible that if you're in the Zoom chat room, you're going to get a message for yourself. I'm allowing that to happen now. If I get messages for people, I'll just let those come through, and we can hone in on specific things should you want to do that. So live channeling is happening for the new moon in Gemini. So mark your calendars. If you're on my email list and got an email this morning saying like Coffee and Magic is happening at 10, then you will get an email reminding you about the live stream on Sunday. All right. All right, Amethyst people. Good morning, David. Ooh, that one is upside down. Let's see what that is. Ooh, look at that. All right, you ready for it? Ready for your amethyst? So we've got the Queen. You're fine, Kate. You got the Birth and Rebirth. And you got the Risk card. All right, so amethyst people, let's talk about this one. So Birth and Rebirth is not the Death card. Birth and Rebirth is a transition and reassigning of an energy in your life. So the easiest way for me to explain this is in relationship metaphor. So imagine you're married to somebody and that marriage is ending. So the relationship with that particular partner is shifting from that of a connected life partner, romantic partner, and now shifting into a friendship and a life partner. Like it's shifting into a different iteration. Okay. That's what the birth and rebirth is. It's an energy in your life that is changing its designation. It's not completely leaving, but it's turning into something else. Okay. Typically, when this happens, we like to try to control the process. Try to not do that because it's not for you to control. Allow things to move organically. It's very, very important right now. So that's the birth and rebirth card. Then you have the queen and the risk card. The queen is talking about your relationships with your own sexuality, sensuality, creation energy, and how you relate and connect to women, generally speaking. At this time, there is a mass awakening within those identifying as female because what's happening here is feminine energy is realizing itself as a oppressed and repressed force. All of us, regardless of gender, have elements of masculine and feminine in different balances within ourselves. Um, as we move further into this energy and into the new way of doing things, it's going to be so much less focused on female and male and focused more on the unique mixes that each of us bring to the table and so much less concerned about gender. But right now we're sorting through patriarchy, so it's going to take a minute to remove that particular program. So we lean hard left in order to come to a middle ground. And that's what's happening with a lot of women right now. Women are waking up and realizing that they no longer want to be the emotional caretakers for all of the men in their lives. They no longer want to have their bodies controlled. They no longer want to feel like everything has to be managed and has to be made better, and they have to be the constant support for everybody around them. It's no longer the highest honor and privilege to be that person for everybody around you. It's time for you to take care of yourself. As that happens, it's creating a glitch in the matrix, so to speak, right? It's really destabilizing the toxic masculinity and patriarchy because if women stop serving, what happens, right? If you stop providing emotional support services to somebody who hasn't learned to emotionally support themselves, what do you think is going to happen? That that person is going to lose it. They're going to spin out. And the trick is you not owning their spin and instead allowing them to figure out how to deal with that themselves because it's no longer your job. That feels incredibly risky, right? It feels a little bit wrong because your programming and conditioning have taught you that it is actually your job to be that person. But you feel that right? Like you feel it in that knowing inside of you that it's not supposed to be that way because it isn't. And that great awakening within the feminine is not going to stop. It's already further enough along that it's not going to go back, but it is creating a lot of collective issues. And again, it feels very risky. If you pulled Amethyst today, understand that a lot of the energy flowing through you right now is not just you. It's your lineage. This is all of your grandmothers, great grandmothers, great 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 grandmothers. All of their energies are with you right now, and they are counting on you to stay in this fight, to continue to make choices that align with your own self, that center your experience instead of centering everybody else's experience. And as you do that, as you make the small choices that bring you that freedom of expression and self and stop making you the workhorse for everybody else's issues, you're not only healing for yourself and for your future lineage, but you're healing your lineage through all space and time. That's how we affect change. And we talked about this, I think, on Wednesday, how timelines are merging in that way. And when you do something that heals you in this present moment, it's even affecting your memories of your own past. Like, it's that intense and it's that immediate. So, what's riskier though? The same. It's shitty, but we don't want to do it anymore. So stop. Don't do it anymore. You're supported in that. The energy supports you in that. Okay? So that is your amethyst pull for this morning. Not too shabby, my friends. Looks like y'all are doing a great job. I want to remind you that you are very loved and supported, and you kick ass. Even if you're not having a shiny, sparkly day, it really doesn't matter. They don't all need to be shiny and sparkly. You will have shiny, sparkly days, and you'll have foggy, muggy days, and all of the rest in between. It's perfect. It's all amazing. You are doing great. Reach out if you need anything. I look forward to tapping in with you this weekend on Sunday at 6 p.m. for live channeling. Again, if you're not getting emails from me saying stuff, make sure that you are getting the email list. It's like I just like woke up one day and realized how to use an email list, which is interesting because I've had them for a while. But better late than never. So I'm doing that now to make sure you get your messages. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should do that too. I put a lot of information in my stories. Um, you can get on my Linktree thing, which is in my profiles. You can get the RSVP for live channeling, and you can get on the wait list for the Normalized Magic membership. Everything's closed right now as far as those memberships go, but when I get back from Mexico, I'll be opening it again. And so I'll send out an email about that. But you'll want to be on the wait list if you want to join that community. And then when I get back, we'll open the doors and pull everybody in and have a great big party and, rock on and destroy the patriarchy together. So it'll be a great time. I love you. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And I will connect with you Sunday. Mwah, 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 mwah.